What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Blues Fans TV and welcome back to another video. Now, gotta put the last game back to bed. It was another poor result at home. We gotta look forward. It's Arsenal versus Chelsea coming up. We got another North London derby. The paint job is halfway complete. I'm here with Robbie from AFTV. Bro, how have you been? It's been too long.
The paint job is halfway completed. Okay.
How you been?
No, I've been good. It's not been the greatest of times to be an Arsenal fan. No. It's been a very poor year, if I'm being honest, you know what I mean? And I remember when we played you guys in the final of the Europa League, and that kind of, yeah, that went badly. And that was kind of the sort of the beginning of the end for Unai Emery. When we lost that final, and then we kind of reflected back and we said we should have got fourth place. We didn't get it. We should really have beaten you lot in that final, really. You know, we needed that more than you guys did, and we didn't win it. And then since then the season started, and it's again continued being even worse.
What's been going wrong with you guys this season? Because this has been, even by what usually happens, this has been mad for you guys.
Yeah, it's been a culmination of a lot of things, but I think I don't know. It's hard to pinpoint it. It's just been coming for years, I think. You know, as bad as people thought Arsene Wenger was, he kind of stabilised everything. Even when it was going really bad in the end, it was bad, but he was keeping it together. I think new manager comes in, it didn't work out. I thought that Unai Emery was a bit too pragmatic. You know, always more thinking about the opposition than worrying about what we can do to the opposition. And it just went wrong. And then Freddie Ljungberg came in. We didn't really get a bounce. And it's just been really, really, really poor. I think I was looking at the stat that we've lost less games than Chelsea this season. I think we saw that. I think you guys have lost 7. We've lost 5. But we've drawn so many games. And a lot of those games we've drawn, if I'm being completely honest, I remember we played Southampton who beat you guys. Yeah. They should have beaten us. They were all over us. But it's just been, in a lot of games, it's been the quality of AUBAMEYANG that's dug us out. So it hasn't been great, but obviously now it's a new era, new manager.
How has Arteta been? I know it's still early days because he's only managed you guys for 1 game. But what differences have you seen so far compared to Emery and Ljungberg?
I think in the game against Bournemouth, first thing we saw was attacking intent, something we haven't seen for a long time because, as I said, the previous manager was so pragmatic. We weren't creating chances. I mean, we had lots of games even at home where the teams come away from home. The away teams, like Brighton, for instance, created way more chances than us. And that's just unheard of. So the first thing I saw under Arteta is we went to Bournemouth and we created 17 chances, which I thought that was really good. We just ain't been seeing them sort of thing. So, and, there was defensively, we were a bit better, even though we've got a lot of injuries at the moment. So we're having to play 2 makeshift players at right back and left back. But there were some good signs in that game, but it's still very, very early. But I think after initially being very underwhelmed with Arteta, I think the fans have been really impressed with the way he's conducted himself, some of the things he's said. And we're all kind of starting to look on it and thinking, well, you know what, rather than going and getting one of these managers that's been at that club and Ancelotti's and that, maybe it is worth getting someone brand new with new ideas that's going to build something, because that's the problem at Arsenal. We need to build. We know where we are at the moment. We need to build to get back to where we want to be. And so, we've got to give Arteta a chance.
You confident for Sunday? Even with all this? Because you said you got a long way to go to build. How far are you off before Sunday? Because you know what this Chelsea team are capable of. Yeah,
listen, I'm confident because if it's the Chelsea that turns up that I saw against Tottenham, I was very, very impressed. They were good. I remember watching that game and thinking, wow, the speed that they moved the ball with, just the quality of Willian in that game and Mason Mount and Tammy Abrahams. And I've been really impressed with the youngsters at Chelsea. But then I see the game against Southampton and I'm like, oh, hold on a minute. And you guys have done that a few times this season. Bournemouth. So it's a bit of a bipolar Chelsea, you know what I mean? So I'm hoping that, the rubbish Chelsea turns up. But also, I think there's going to be a reaction at the Emirates. We've got a decent record against Chelsea at the Emirates, so that's one good thing to hold on to. And also, it's Mikel Arteta's first game, so at the Emirates, and you guys are going to be coming into that, and I think the fans are going to be, you know, right behind it. We haven't had a game at the Emirates now for a couple of weeks because of the Christmas period. The fans are going to be really intrigued to see what Arteta does. Arteta's brought some of the attacking players back in because, again, those are some of the things Emery was doing. He was leaving out Lacazette and just playing AUBAMEYANG and no Pepe. And no. I think that Arteta is going to probably put a load of these guys in and say, yeah, go on, have a go. What's he got to lose? So
our away record as well. We've been way better away from home than we are at home.
You have been. You've been much better away from home. And I kind of get the feeling that's because, you know, when teams are sitting against you, you know, you like that. Sorry, you don't like that when teams sitting against you. You like when teams come at you. So I think that Arteta, though, is quite an astute guy. Remember, he was at City when City beat you guys this season. And again, they kind of switched their tactics a little bit for that game against you. So I'm hoping that he brings a bit of that. Obviously, we hate City. We don't have the quality that City have. And we don't have, at the moment, as I said, we've got problems at right and left back that worries me in that game. But we're at home. It's Arteta's first game. And we, you know, despite us being very poor this season, we've got some serious players that can hurt Chelsea. AUBAMEYANG, Lacazette, if he's on it, can hurt you. Ozil, if he's on it, can hurt you. You know what I mean?
David Luiz.
David Luiz.
Because that was someone I could not ignore that while I'm on a Chelsea channel talking about Arsenal v Chelsea. Because the amount of gas I heard during the summer when we had to get rid of David Luiz and he forced his way out. Our fourth choice centre back forced their way out, and you lot were gassing him up.
It wasn't fourth choice.
Lampard said he was fourth choice when he joined us.
Yeah, he wasn't fourth choice last season, though, was he?
He wasn't fourth choice last season, but after a lot of issues in pre-season arguments, he said, you're fourth choice for the season, and he walked straight out to Arsenal. And you lot were hyping him up. I'm not going to say you particularly, because I know there were some people who were a bit anxious about it and actually saw what we saw. But you lot were getting so gassed about him. So how has David Luiz been for you guys so far?
He's been terrible. I mean, do you know what is with David Luiz is that, again, he's one of these players, a bit like I said, he's a bit bipolar, in that against Bournemouth, I thought he played really well. Dealt with things in the air, good tackles, some great passing. He's a good passer of the ball, that guy. But then you'll have another game, and then just inexplicably, he makes mistakes, bad errors, error of judgment. He's made a lot of mistakes this season. He's not really worked out. But then I was kind of in the mindset when we got David Luiz, is that it's £8 million. We got Saliba, but he had to go back to St Etienne. It's obviously a stopgap. And I was like, what we got to lose? He's got experience and that. But what I quickly sort of realised is that it looks to me like David Luiz, if you've got an experienced sort of leader-type player next to him, he would be a better player. But I think we were thinking that he'd come in and be that experienced leader-type player, and he ain't that. So he's had good games and bad games. I mean, as I said, against Bournemouth, he was good. I'm hoping that the fact that it is Chelsea, that he might be right up for that game and might put in a really good commanding performances. Because you know that on his day, when he does put in a good performance, he's a good player. But
yeah, every 1 in 20, he's always top tier.
He's just inconsistent, and it hasn't worked out. But, you know, as I said, it was one of those risky buys that for £8 million, you're like, oh, listen, may as well. The guy's got experience, better than, you know, what we got, presumably, but hasn't worked out, if I'm being honest.
All right, cool. Let's go into the score predictions. I said on your channel, I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to say 3-1 Chelsea because I respect the fact that you are under a new manager, and especially after Everton away, we know exactly what that post-manager judge is about. But this is a completely different Arsenal side that I've seen to the last couple of years. Bar your goalkeeper and your attack, I think the rest is just an open gap for us. And I really think we especially need to build on the last result against Southampton. And if we go into this game with 2 losses as well, Tottenham are going to be above us and we'll be out the top 4. So I think these guys are going to be pushed to make a statement. I think they'll make a statement against you guys.
So we're going to be pushed to make a statement as well. And you're right to say that game at Everton. You saw that game. They were on the floor, Everton. Everyone was going there, pumping them. They were poor. And Duncan Ferguson came in and, they've got good players, Everton. Yeah. But they were just poor. The form was poor. And he just got them pumped up and lifted for the game, and they were brilliant against you guys, and they beat you 3-1. I think I can see a similar thing again because we've got some good players. As I said, there's some good players. Lucas Torreira's, as I said, Lacazette, AUBAMEYANG, Nicolas Pepe, Martinelli. These are very good players that can damage teams. And if Arteta comes in, gets the place pumping, gets the crowd behind it, which I'm sure the crowd is going to be, and if you also add into the fact that we got a decent record against you guys at home. Away, when we go to Stamford, if the game is at Stamford Bridge, I'll probably be saying nah. But at home...
The key thing you said is that you didn't mention any defender or midfielder in that.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, look at... I mentioned Torreira, but... right?
My bad.
And actually, Xhaka in the last couple of games has played all right as well, even though he's had a poor season. But the last couple of games, whether it's for he's trying to play for a move or whether he's... Arteta spoke, because Arteta did, when he come in, say that he thinks Xhaka's an important player for him. So I think if these guys lift their game, it's a London derby, it's Chelsea, and we've got a good record. And as I said, you saw that Everton game when they really lifted themselves for that game. I think we've got better players than Everton. So why can't we beat Chelsea? I mean, my prediction is I think we're going to win 2-1. We've got a good record against you guys at the Emirates. So, and I don't think it's going to be that dreadful Arsenal that you saw play against Man City. I think it is going to be a different Arsenal.
Right, well, is this going to be a different Arsenal or is this going to be Baku remastered? We're going to find out on Sunday. Guys, let me know what your predictions are for Arsenal versus Chelsea down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Blues Fans TV. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to AFTV as well. Don't forget to give us our predictions down in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys on Sunday for the game. Let's hope we get the 3 points. Up the Chelsea.
Up the arse.